It's snowing in Finland. You know what that means. It's time for a winter war. We have no allies. Send. Just send it. Finland declared war on the Russian Republic. Welcome to Kaiserreich. Let's see how this goes then. We have no airports up here. Oh, this is so good. Let's see here. Alright, so we got 12 tactical bombers. They've actually got amazing range. Holy shit, they can reach Norway. Like, all of Norway. Why would you even need strategic bombers? I'm joking, it's the bombing bonus, that's why you want them. Higher bomb capacity and whatnot. We don't have enough bombers to be effective with strategic bombing, so we'll just do close air support. That's cool, it's called the Northern Front. Huh. Interesting. I had to tilt my head to read that. Would you like some sisu, Rangel? We're so, like, equally matched across all borders. They don't have a fort, though, and we do. So I think the plan should be potentially to allow them to attack first. I don't think they will, though. I mean, there's only one way to find out. Let's unpause. Nope, no attacks. Oh, he's regaining organization. Or strength, or whatever it is. I think it's, hold on. Which one is the organization, which one is strength? He's regaining... strength. Let's not allow him to do that. For this episode, we're going to leave it on weighted shuffle. And we're going to leave the music quite high, or quite loud. And a proud Finland. Finland now presents itself on the world stage as a truly proud and independent nation. Unwilling to bend to the will of any outside power or influence, long live the Finnish people and the Finnish nation. I'm just trying to pin this guy so he can't help out. Pinning is like the strategy of basically keeping troops from actually being able to maneuver or reposition or anything like that. It does cost us here a lot of manpower to do so. We're going to be sacrificing a lot in order to try to make this one happen. But it seems to be happening, so I think it's worth it. Interesting. So the roundels on the planes are the Finnish flag, not the Finnish. I mean, it is a swastika, I guess, like the Finnish Air Force swastika. That might be because of the Kaiserreich devs' desire not to just include any swastikas in the game, regardless of its, you know, actually being the, or regardless of if it is actually the German one. Oh, this is fucking disgusting. But look at this. Russia is getting pummeled on all sides. You might say, you know, you're wasting a lot of manpower by doing this. Like, you gotta go for strategic victories wherever you can, not because a war with Russia is going to be a strategic effort. You can't, like, you know, you can't win it by winning, you know, multiple tactical engagements. You gotta, like, you gotta play the long game. Well, I am, and I'm doing so in the assumption that Russia is going to lose this war pretty heavily. There is no chance that Russia is going to win any of this, what's going on now. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to grab as much land as possible. And you might also say, well, you're playing with the player-led peace conferences, you're already at war, you might as well just, like, take all the land. No, I will not. I don't play the game like that. The reason I have the player-led peace conferences is only, or mod is only to, holy shit, I hate this part of the game, is only to make sure that I can draw pretty borders. The reason, and yeah, the reason I'm not gonna just, like, take all the territory is because I kind of still want to play as if, you know, we have the bargaining power or the negotiating power of a real Finland. So unless we basically take everything here on our own, we probably won't take all of Russia. We'll deal with that once the peace conference happens. Like, I will try to hand out territory in a way that makes sense. Like, Germany would puppet a lot of this stuff down here, I think. Because Germany does have a previous interest in Azerbaijan. Oh, he's not actually even helping, so I was literally just wasting troops. Oh boy, that's a Russian plane. That is a... Is that a yak or is that an IL? That's a yak, right? I'm not very good at identifying Russian planes, but I believe that's a yak. And we're flying our knockoff BF-109s, which were called the Mirsk or something, or Mir. Someone in the comments did mention they had improvements on the landing gear, but in the Finnish version. But you know, the Finnish version never really. According to the comment, the Finnish plane flew once, and it was in its flight from the factory to the museum. Oh, that's an interesting maneuver there. I think I saw that on the air show I was at. The air show I went to, oh, Aru Pajari wounded. The air show I went to, which you can find pictures of on my Twitter. The F-16s there did some fucking wild shit with, I don't know if it was like, if it wasn't a stall quite, but it was something like almost stalling, where they would fly basically almost with the nose up and try to catch as much air as possible while moving basically forward. So essentially they're gliding with their nose forwards and not gaining any altitude. It looked cool as hell. And they did some shit like that, and also then, you know, stalling and then banking and then going down and stuff. It was kind of crazy. My shitty phone camera did not it wasn't able to capture that kind of stuff though. I also kind of had to do that stuff to be able to fly at a low enough speed to keep up with the Vampire, the DH-1 or whatever it's called, the Hot Wheel Vampire. It's the old ass British jet fighter. Can't see their tech tree. I wish we could say it's the other people's tech trees just to look at the models that they have. look at the Russian plane here without actually just tag switching. So Petrograd is not quite it, and it really won't be either way if we, even if we put troops all around it. The reason for that is the port here, so I don't think we actually can get an encirclement bonus. We can get an attack from multiple sides though. Dude, their troops are fucking dog shit, dude. Or not. 687 defense. Whoa. It's gotta be the elastic defense, yeah, and also he's got urban assault specialist, and he is in a city. Vasily Chukov. Chukov. It's not whatever we can find Georgy Zhukov. Don't even know if he's in Kaiserreich under the Russian Empire. Or Russian Republic, or whatever this is. Also, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing Zhukov correctly, or if it's Zhukov or something like that. Yeah, this is not working. Abort. How many losses have we taken? We're not even in this war. No, because we're not fighting the fucking communards, are we? We're fighting the Russians. This is gonna be awesome. It's like this huge alliance of Reichspact nations, and then the Great Khanate, and then just no faction, Finland. Okay, we've taken 3,000 losses. They have taken 8,300 losses against us. Hell yeah, dude. It's working. Why are we using so much aluminium? Did we... oh, we probably finished a military factory, and now we have... yeah, we're creating more tactical bombers. There's a Mirski, the... wait, this is not a BF-109, though. This looks like a Focke-Wulf 190. And this one looks like... this one looks American. Either American or Russian. It looks like the... oh, these actually have the swastika, so I was just wrong about the... you know, want to not include the swastika. I forgot, but... so the real-life version was the BF-109 then, and that's the one we're seeing here. Probably using models from the vanilla game, obviously. Yeah, nothing here is... this one might be a Focke-Wulf 190, but it might also just be a Russian derivative, and this one might be a Russian derivative, or it might be an American... oh, what's it called? Oh, this is the 1812 overture. This is not Finnish. It might be like the... oh, Wildcat? F4F Wildcat or something? Looks kind of like it. Like that stubby little thing. Made for carrier fighting in the Pacific. Swedish, Finnish, and German ships are sinking submarines. Dude, submarine versus submarine battles are kind of idiotic. The only real, realistic chance you have of defeating another submarine in a submarine yourself is through a surface, or if you're in shallow waters. So like, if two submarines fight each other, they're basically inviting death because they're kind of evenly matched in the sense that they only have one deck gun, and either one can just, as long as you don't inflict damage or take damage, you can just dive and disappear. Because the problem with the sort of submarine v submarine thing is that submarines don't have any weapons designed for defeating other submarines. Like, they don't have depth charges and stuff. So the only way to defeat so basically, like, they have their torpedoes and they have their deck guns and their AA gun and stuff. I mean, they might have improvised stuff. They could like improvise a depth charge, I guess, but like and drop like a torpedo straight down. But really, like from the deck. But really, their torpedoes, they're set to basically coast just below the surface. Like, you can set the depth of the torpedo, but it doesn't go to like 50 meters depth, because they're designed to hit the underside of a ship, that's a surface ship. So like, I think in World War II German torpedoes, you could set them to like up to 5 meters depth, or a bit. The idea is to like strike just below the waterline. So like, if a submarine just dives, you literally cannot do anything. As far as I know, at least. Might be completely missing the mark, in which case please let me know in the comments down below how much of an idiot I am. I actually really do appreciate it if people do that. The only way to learn from your mistakes is to actually, have someone, unless you have the self-awareness to realize them yourself, you kind of need someone to point them out to you. We don't need factories in state, we kind of need construction speed. But really, I want to get any of, like... Tanks are a pipe dream. Where's my, what's his name? Fuck. Not Vrangel. Who's their foreign minister? Struve. Okay, it doesn't sound as good as Molotov cocktail. Call it a Struve cocktail, because the Molotov cocktail was named after the Russian foreign minister. Technically it was popularized by the Finnish troops, who used it to attempt to have Russian ammunition cook off during battle by tossing burning liquor onto their tanks or into their engines and stuff. So basically, they would try to make the engine be starved of oxygen, or they would try to cook off ammunition by having, burning stuff land on the ammunition. Cooking off ammunition is when ammunition gets so hot that it actually just like shoots on its own. This happens if you toss bullets, or rounds, or whatever you want to call them, onto a fire. They'll actually shoot, and it's incredibly... Dad told me about some kids who did that when I was young, and luckily none of them died. I have no fucking clue where they got the bullets, though. We got kind of, I mean, we have laws when it comes to guns, so like we've got some manner of control over that kind of stuff. So the idea that they would get a hold of that is absurd on its own. Maybe we'll do anti-tank guns. I don't think the Russians have a lot of tanks, and I've never really seen tanks be employed in the way they are in vanilla here in Kaiserreich, unless you get really late and you get like Germany and America duking it out. But yeah, we'll research it anyways. Because we could just put some support anti-tank on some of our troops if we find tanks. Apologize for the long period of silence there. I took a small bite of this roll I've got, and it was way more intense than I thought it was. The fall of Beijing. I had to wash it down with water. After days of high-intensity fighting in the capital suburbs, Fengshan troops finally scaled the walls of the outer city. This is an event you basically see almost every game, because Qing and China, or sorry, Qing and Japan are on this collision course from the very get-go. So the Qing have been capitulated, and Japan are now fighting whom? None. Nobody. Okay, let's push in this way. Control right-clicking on the battle, or on the tile, to have these guys assist in the battle. Basically makes them fight in the battle without actually moving onto the tile. It's a very handy tool. Sure, yep, non-aggression with everyone. Okay, so we actually need to stop attacking right now. After taking this tile, we need to stop attacking because we're out of manpower. I'm an idiot. I forgot. I was going to do this. Dude, we could do all adults serve. Because we don't really have a lot of need for construction right now. Right? So this is Österbotten, and Savo, and then Petro, what you call it? Oh, it's got garbage infrastructure here. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna finish these, but we otherwise have very little need for construction right now. And factory output, I mean, that's bad, but it's gonna be offset a little bit by this. We cannot do this one because we need the recruitable population. Let's see if we have any sort of problems with supplies. I don't think so. Yeah, let's go. All adults serve. Used to be able to in the game because of the way paradox math works, in that, you know, often it doesn't. You could select a deeper conscription law and then revert, and then select it again and revert, and you would get a net gain of troops. This was before the gradual mobilization mechanic was put in, I think. It's a long time ago, at least. I got 20 manpower, dude. That's what a quadrupling of our recruitable population means. It means 20 dudes instead of 5. Let's design this new submarine then. So we have the Vettahinen class. What or whom is Vettahinen? The word Vettahinen means merman in Finnish. Alright. That's a good name. I think we're probably gonna call this one, what's a cool, I'm gonna leave this one actually open to, for the next episode, because I want a cool name, something regarding, or something related to the myths of the sea. Maybe even if there are specific Finnish myths of the sea. I know there are some Finnish viewers, and also just a cool Finnish word, I guess. Because we've got merman, which is really cool. Having something similar would be cool. I can't even speak. If it was a Norwegian submarine, I would have called it something like Draug, or Draugen, or Nøkken, which are creatures who they're kind of like trolls that reside in waters, underneath waters and stuff, and pull you down into the depths, which is very, very fitting for a submarine name. Remind me to do that when I play Norway. Well, I do that, cool hat. I hadn't realized a lot of people who play Kaiserreich are actually completely obsessed with leaders with hats. I think it started as a thing, like a meme, like a small meme, and then the devs started removing the hats, and then it became even bigger because everyone was like, oh my god, we now care about hats. Shit, they're actually attacking because they have a lot of Thank you, Russia. They're attacking because they have, yeah, they can attack from different. I can't even speak. They can attack from different angles. But the thing is, they're attacking across the river, which is extremely in our favor. Even though we're losing, strategically, this is a net loss for them because they're taking a lot of manpower. Simultaneously, their motorized division is pushing there, which means that they are fighting in that battle and also defending against these two guys, which. Oh, they have air superiority, of course they do. But how do they? We have 1,128. Yeah, what the fuck? More troops arriving on this front, and we no longer have enough decryption to see what's happening. I think we're just gonna hold until this manpower thing gets sorted. It might take. Oh, there you go, 4,000. That's gonna tick down quick. So we reinforce here. So I'm kind of baffled by the lack of raiding happening. Excuse me. That would make sense, I guess. Because they're not actually raiding. Of course. Let's have this squadron. Nah, we can't reach the Barents Sea, fuck. We'll have them on reserve. I think I'm going up here to raid, but we don't have, like, we're not allied with Sweden, so we don't actually have basing rights. What if we could ask them? Oh yeah, dude. Let's try to cut the Russians off over here. We won't be able to raid out here, really. Like, in theory we could, but we'd have to get basing rights from someone in the region. Possibly the AOG. But we don't want to lose this territory here. Let's send this this one over here and try to take Petrograd, and then send it back over here to try to shore up. This is excellent. This very much works in our favor. Them trying to continually attack against this river is just suicide. Oh shit, we're actually holding. Empire of Japan declared war on the Russian Republic. Dude, Russia is fucked. They do not stand a chance at all. They do not stand a snowball's chance in Finnish winter hell. The Empire of Japan is called the Fengshan government as well. Yep. And now that is actually going to cut off the Russians here, possibly, because the Japanese Navy will stop raiding. Oh, motherfucker, they sent in troops to shore up the defense. Literally only doing this tree because I want to go down this way and I want to get the proclaim Greater Finland. Okay, we're retreating over there. That's not good. Still winning though. Start erecting the forts in Petrograd because we want to hold this. Yeah, pushing into this was probably a mistake because this is a huge bulge. We are going to send a single division over there to shore them up. New Zealand has capitulated. No longer have political protests. We have a spare military factory, so I think we're going to use that one on... We have a couple actually. Because we can stop creating these now. Like so, and now we need to trade for a bunch of stuff. A lot of aluminium. And a lot of rubber. Somehow we're still winning this. Dude. The Sisu is too strong, dude. Or Sisu, or however you pronounce it. Right, well, this episode went a little bit over time because I had a lot of fun with it. So I think I'm going to call it here. And then call attention to a couple of things in the description. First of all, the mod list, very important. If you have any questions about the symbols or anything, there's a Twitter, there's a Discord where I'll announce any changes to the scheduling plan if there are going to be any, which there might today because I can feel the thing in my voice again. But I'll keep you updated. If not, you should have seen a message by now, anyways. And also, yeah, Twitter and Discord for that. There's a bunch of fine people in the Discord as well, and we're getting some emojis set up and stuff as I get more time. Other than that, I don't know what else to say. Thought I was gonna say something. Yeah, Patreon and Humble Bundle links to support me, you know, all that stuff. That's about it. Russia's absolutely fucked, and I love it. And the communards are still somehow not beaten. Like, this stuff has been going on for a long, long time. They're back to those original borders there, and so's this stuff. It's a very, very interesting war. Like, a bunch of landings everywhere, but none of them can, like, really push for the final victory. Oh yeah, that's the thing I was gonna do. Casualties. Here's what happens when the video runs long. I sort of lose track of what's going on. 3.7 million for German Reich, 1.6 for the Union, 1 million for the AOG, 1.79 million for the Entente, 700,000 of those are from Canada, and 600k from the French Republic, 517 from the Dominion of India. You have manpower to spare. How is this possible? They must have lost all of it in a different war. No, they haven't. This is... No, they have, because the Wallachia Commune are in the Eastern International thing. There we go, yeah. 1.5 million. Holy shit. Yes, well, 600,000. That's actually very good for them. $800,000. 63,000 of those are caused by us. We have killed 63,000 and lost 14.3 thousand. Well, those are casualties. They might not all be killed, they might be captured or wounded as well. Just not able to fight anymore. Either way, that's really, really good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.